What's up, guys? This is Nick here from Everything Tech, and in this video we're going to have a full review, in depth, of the Amazon Kindle Fire 7. This tablet is going for $49.99, and I did an unboxing video which you can check down in the description down below. I will leave the links there, as well as I will leave a card up above you. You should see it right now if you're on mobile. And in this video we're just going to do a full in-depth review. So let's go. Alright guys, so let's get into a hardware tour of the device. So on the front you're going to see a 7-inch screen diagonally with some pretty thick bezels on each side. But it makes it easy to hold, but we'll talk more about that later. Going over to the bottom of the device, there is nothing. Going over to the right side of the device, there's also going to be right here where you can insert that micro SD card slot up to 128 gigabytes right there. Going over to the top, you're going to see, if you're holding it straight, on your right hand top side is going to be the power button. Going over a little bit more, you're going to see a little mic so you can talk. Right here is the micro USB charging slot. Going further down is going to be your volume up, your volume down, and your 3.5 millimeter headset jack. Going over to the back of the device, you're going to see the Amazon branding, which looks very nice. Going over to the left, you're going to see a 2-megapixel camera. And on the bottom left, you're going to see some FCC branding. You're going to see a speaker grill right here at the left. Little pinhole design, pretty nice there. And also on the front, there is a front, it's kind of hard to see, but a 2-megapixel camera right there. So overall, yeah, that's a hardware tour of the device. Alright, one of my favorite sections of this video is going to be talking about the build quality. Now, the build quality feels solid for $49.99, surprisingly so. Yes, it is a black basic plastic that you're going to see on most other cheap Android tablets, but it doesn't feel too cheap. It feels solid. It feels like I paid maybe $99.99 for this, but nothing too different from, a typical cheap Android tablet. But I did notice a little creak up here in the back by the Amazon branding. So if I, go like that a little bit, I noticed a bit of a creak right there. I don't know if the camera's picking this up. I'm going to shut up for a second so you guys can hear. So if you press in a little bit, there's a creak. But overall, not too creaky. It's pretty good overall. Just that little hollow spot in the middle back. Overall build quality, I think you guys are going to enjoy how this feels at the price. You're going to feel like you didn't spend $49. You're going to feel like you spent maybe $100 or $150 on this tablet. Alright guys, so getting into the software of the Amazon Fire. As you can see, there's a lock screen on here. Just like Android Lollipop, if you swipe to the right, you'll be able to get to your camera real quick. If you swipe to this side, you're going to be able to go to some shopping things on Amazon. But the reason you don't see ads there is because I installed the Google Play Store. And I'll leave the links down below in the description. It's real easy to do this if you're going to get this tablet to install the Play Store. Root Junkie set up an easy to do tutorial with the ADB Android Debug Bridge. So I'll leave that link down to that video. It can help you out. You can do this within 5 minutes. But when you first get this device, if you don't want to get into all that, you're going to have ads on this screen all the time. So that's one downside of the software. And you don't have really any access to Google apps unless you do what I said, was follow the link and update it to that. But if you're just going to keep it Amazon style, it's basically typical Kindle stuff. To your recent home screen, you're going to have all these apps just sitting there. On the home screen, you're going to have several apps. Amazon apps, not all the ones I installed. And you do have Amazon Shopping, Silk Browser, Books, Music, Photos, Email. These are all Amazon style apps. And if you go into Amazon's App Store, let's let that load up. If we go over, you're going to see Underground Bestsellers, all the Amazon apps, which is an okay app store. I'm not going to say it's the best. They take some of the best apps from Android and they kind of bring them over here. But I really think that they should allow you to install Play Store like the Barnes & Noble Nook tablets do. So going over, and I mean install it without, rooting, doing it all like geeky style. So going over to books, you're going to see your list of books right here. Typical Amazon Fire stuff. Going over, you're going to have videos. And going over to games typically, and you'll be able to shop right there from Amazon. It's going to show you some curated content based on what you like. It shows you your recently installed apps, recommendations, things and such of that nature, music, and audiobooks. So if you're really into the Amazon ecosystem, this tablet is really going to be good for you, especially at the banging price of $49.99. But how does it perform in day-to-day use? I'm going to tell you, you get what you pay for. I mean, it runs good. It runs a lot better than tablets of old at cheap prices. I would say if I was to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, how well it performs, 10 being the best, 0 being the worst, it probably performs right about at a 7 or an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, taking into consideration the price of this tablet. So I still think it's a win in the software department. You're still going to enjoy it, especially once you start getting all your apps on there. And one thing I recommend if you pick this tablet up, even for your kids, it might get a little annoying. Go down to device options right here, and you're going to want to tap on this serial number right here 7 times and enable this developer options. And when you enable that, you're going to want to scroll down till you get to animations and, tweak those animations to 0.5 or off, because that will really speed up the device really quickly. So yeah, overall software is good, runs pretty well. There is a little bit of slowdown. Some apps on the App Store are not optimized very well for the Kindle Fire. So did I say Kindle Fire? This is the Amazon Fire. I forgot to mention that. Amazon changed it. This is just now the Amazon Fire. There's no more Kindle. And that makes sense because I think Kindle, you might think just books. I think they want to separate their tablet division from their actual Kindle division, which is straight e-readers, e-paper displays, with Fires being the Fire display, the nice, awesome display. So yeah, that's pretty much the software, what you can expect. A good solid 7 out of 10 in speed department. Not too speedy, not too slow, just a $49 tablet that performs like maybe a $150 tablet 2 years ago. All right, guys, now we're going to talk about the real world usage based on my, experience with it. What I've been noticing is Wi-Fi for me has been a little bit stuttery here and there. This does support 802.11bg, and all that mumbo jumbo means is the prior generation speediest Wi-Fi, probably from 2013 and down. They now have 802.11bg and AC being the new addition, making Wi-Fi speeds a lot quicker. You'll see this on phones such as the iPhone 6s, tablets such as the iPad Pro, the iPad Air 2, these newer technology products that came out in 2014 and maybe some late 2013 with the AC. So yeah, the Wi-Fi on this thing is not going to be super quick. That's one real world usage I've noticed. And also, when you start multitasking a lot, the thing does slow down. That's what I noticed. So you don't want to keep several apps open and doing all kinds of crazy stuff on here. You might want to keep it down to about 3 or 2 to avoid maybe your child throwing the tablet. And if this is not for your child, if this is for you, I would still recommend just keeping it, using 1 or 2 apps here and there. Don't work this tablet, because it does have a MediaTek processor, which is basically mumbo jumbo for a cheap Chinese processor that competes with Qualcomm Snapdragon, which is found in the latest and greatest smartphones and tablets. And also, it only has 1 gigabyte of RAM, which is probably why the multitasking slows down quite a bit. You need at least 2 in an Android-based device for them to run very efficiently. But I think Amazon's software has helped the device perform more. It feels like it's a little bit more optimized than something like one of those Digiland tablets or something cheap that you would get at Best Buy or Walmart, an RCA tablet. Amazon has done some optimization to make this tablet as best it can run at this price. So kudos to Amazon for that. All right, guys, let's get into battery life on the device. So going over into settings, we're going to go into power, where we show battery life. And it says my battery is now at 48%. There is a automatic smart suspend, which increases standby battery life by automatically turning off wireless connectivity when you are not using the Fire. So that's a great feature to put right there. And schedule smart suspend, you could schedule when you want to turn that on, and display settings and wireless settings to help you save some more battery. But there is no power saving mode particularly. Maybe this advanced smart suspend is the closest thing to that. But I can tell you the battery life is absolutely solid on this device. I'm telling you, you will easily get through a day, maybe 2 on this device. I'm going to say maybe 5 or 6 hours on screen time, maybe 7 if you're doing light tasks. So they really got the battery on point, and that might be because of the lower specs, the 1 GB of RAM, the lower screen, and you know, that might be why it's so efficient. But this battery life is very efficient, and kudos to that. I think you're gonna love the battery life on this $49 tablet, so that is no problem there. Alright guys, so let's get into sound quality on this Fire tablet. So yeah, sound quality, not too great, not too bad. Let's go into, I'm gonna play something from Play Music because I don't have my Amazon. I don't have Amazon Music, that's why I went ahead and threw on Play Music on here. But just to show you how this thing sounds, it does get decently loud. You will hear it, but it's not gonna blow your socks off. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to either at this price.
You ain't rushing for love, and I ain't up here to judge, so let's neglect the what ifs. We can do it or die. Let's get it.
Is it baby? I never made love, no, I never did. But I sure know how the fuck I feel. That girl, I pull the teeth. I can promise that I'll be good.
Alright, so that was some Wale. I don't know if you guys are into that music. If you're not, just skip that section. But yeah, that was pretty much how the sound quality is on the device. It's pretty good, but it's not going to blow your socks off. Just decent. But it's also not going to disappoint. So sound quality is a win. Alright guys, let's get into one of the worst parts of the Amazon Fire tablet, and that is going to be the camera. So we're going to find the Amazon apps. And these Amazon apps, if you're not coming from a Android, or if you're coming from an Android or an iPhone device, which you probably are, or a Windows device even, it's kind of hard for your eyes to locate where these icons are because they're all so different that your eyes are just looking for like maybe Google Play Store or something, or maybe that's just my eyes. But it's kind of hard to find these apps if you're not used to what Amazon icons look like. So let's go to camera right here. And we're going to take a picture of this. Now the camera quality is okay. I do have this bright light to the right of me, so it's going to make this picture a little bit better. But it's not really an awesome camera. It's just decent. Going to the top, you're going to see you have settings, a rotate button. Very simple though. Camera button, a record button. And over here is going to be, I don't know what that is. We're going to figure that out in a second. But we are going to snap a picture right there, and as you can see pretty quickly, sounds like a typical Android shutter. So the back camera is decent. It can take pictures. It's not going to disappoint because it's a cheap tablet, so you get a decent camera on a cheap tablet. So yeah, there's a picture quality right there. Let's see this action. But yeah, it looks pretty good. You can zoom in right here. It says HDR recommended. If you go down here to the left side, you're going to see this. Okay, so that's like a film strip bar to see all your recently taken photos. So that's pretty cool. Going on to the front camera, this is where it really gets super grainy right here. I mean, it's like really, really grainy. Yes, I got tape on my camera right there. As you can see, the threading on the camera broke. So like, I have to put, I got to find a solution so I can get this video out there for you guys. But yeah, you can see I look kind of dark and, you know, just not very quality. So the front camera, also not very quality. But I don't want to nitpick and say like it's a terrible camera. It's a camera. It'll get the job done. And that's pretty much essence of this whole tablet. It gets the job done. I'll tell you that. Alright guys, getting into screen quality of this device. We have a 1024 by 600 pixel display. And it's an LCD display. It's not IPS. As you can see, the viewing angles are pretty horrible. And I only say horrible if you're coming from an IPS display or an AMOLED display. You will be like, eh. But you can read it. You can see it. Everything looks pretty well on it. And you're not going to be disappointed once again. I mean, you can read it. And it's a tablet. It's 7 inches. So it doesn't have to be right up in your grill. So, I mean, you can really, you know, read it pretty easily. In books on Amazon Kindle's bookstore and any other bookstore, the text is formatted so it looks sharper even on lower resolution screens. So you're going to enjoy this anyway. One thing I will say about the screen is the fingerprints on here are enormous. You're going to get fingerprints all over this thing. So keep a rag handy if you have OCD with that. If you don't have OCD with that, go ahead, eat some fries and play with your tablet. What are my overall impressions of the Amazon Fire 7 5th generation? My overall impressions are, if you want a tablet and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is probably one of the best you're going to get on the market. I mean, under $60. It just can't be beat, especially if you throw on the Play Store. Like I said earlier, leave the links in the description. If you throw on the Play Store, you literally have Amazon's ecosystem plus Google's ecosystem, making for an awesome tablet. You know, you can also, like I said, you could throw in a micro SD card right here, and out of the box you get about 4 gigabytes of storage, so that can fill up quickly. But I think you can get most of the apps you need on here, you know, so you can consume your media and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool too. Overall, great build quality. Software runs pretty smooth. Decent cameras, decent screen. Everything about this tablet is just decent, and it will get the job done. And I think you're not going to regret picking this up for Black Friday, maybe a cheap deal, or the Christmas season, or even, you know, just for yourself if you want something to throw in the bag on the go. I think you're going to enjoy picking this up. It's got a great battery life, charges pretty quickly. It's just a great tablet overall. So yeah, that's my overall impressions on the Amazon Fire. Go pick one up if you were thinking about it. If you have more money to spend, I wouldn't recommend it. Like if you're just buying this because if you can buy another tablet, I would recommend go picking up another tablet, maybe a higher end Fire tablet. I mean, for the most enjoyable experience. But if you're really on a budget, pick this one up. You're gonna love it. So that's the end of this review, guys. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts about this tablet, anything you want to see in future reviews, if I didn't, you know, mention something you want to see, go ahead and leave a comment down below, because I will try to implement some of your ideas and thoughts into the future so we can make this channel as fun and as informative as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Amazon Fire, 5th generation OS 5. That's the end of this review. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go check out the unboxing, links below in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.